Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Dee, and if you are new here, I talk about life, culture, and real issues we face as Filipinos living and working all over the world. And today, we are digging into a question I get all the time. Why do so many Filipinos choose to work abroad? Whether you're watching from anywhere in the Philippines, Dubai, Singapore, or anywhere in between, this is a story you will relate to. Because almost every Filipino family has at least one relative working overseas. From economic realities to social frustrations and even politics, let's take a deep, honest look at what really drives millions of Filipinos to pack their bags and build a life outside the Philippines. So grab a coffee because we are going to get everything. Let's begin with the strongest force driving Filipinos to work overseas: money, or as we often say, pera. For countless families, migration is not about running away from home. It is about running toward a better life. And when you examine how salaries, job opportunities, and daily costs compare between the Philippines and the other countries, you immediately see why this decision feels almost inevitable. So let's start with the plain math. A licensed nurse in Manila might earn 20 to 35,000 per month, roughly 350 to $600. In contrast, a nurse in Canada, Germany, or in Middle East can earn 3,000 to $5,000 a month, 5 to 10 times higher. The difference is just as stark for other careers. So, in skilled trades like welders, electricians, plumbers, they can earn 4 to 6 times more in abroad. And IT specialists who might earn 40 to 60,000 or like 700 to $1,000 in anywhere in Philippines or let's say Manila often command $4,000 to $6,000 in Singapore or in the United States. Hospitality workers, cooks, hotel staff, and seafarers also see the dramatic increase. And what might take 10 years of careful saving at home can sometimes earn in 1 or 2 years overseas. That accelerated income stream allow families to pay debt, build homes, and create college funds far earlier than they ever could on local wages. Overseas contracts frequently include free or heavily subsidized housing, transportation allowances, health insurance, and sometimes food stipend. These benefits mean most of an OFW salary that can go directly to savings or be remitted to the family back home. And compare that with the life back home, where rent, utilities, transportation, and out of pocket medical costs quickly eat up a paycheck. So, working abroad doesn't just raise income, it multiplies financial capacity. I would also like to talk about one of the biggest frustrations is finding a job in the Philippines can be really hard, even if you are a college graduate. And there is a saying that everyone knows. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Too often, hiring and promotion hinge on personal connections or political backing. Talented graduates can wait months and sometimes years before landing a position that matches their training, and many end up in call centers or short term gigs far below their skill level just to earn a living. And overseas employers, in contrast, generally value skills, certifications, and experience over connections. So, if you meet the qualifications, you are more likely to be hired and promoted based on merit. And for young professionals who've invested years in education, that fairness is so priceless. And underemployment is another major push factor. Teachers drive ride hailing cars, engineers work as clerks, college graduates often accept jobs that don't use their education because opportunities are limited and competition is fierce. In abroad, these same individuals can practice their professions. Teachers in classrooms, engineers in construction projects, nurses in hospital, while earning salaries that reflect their skills. And that sense of professional dignity makes the economic argument even more stronger. Earning in strong currencies like US dollars, euros, reals, name it all, creates a built in advantage. When converted to pesos, the value of those earnings grows significantly. And this is why the Philippines receives over $30 billion in remittances every year. It's equal to about 10% of the national GDP. Each dollar sent to home pays for schooling, builds houses, and supports small businesses. Families back home feel the benefits immediately, while OFWs gain pride knowing their hard work strengthened both family and the country. This mindset, tiisin mo na ngayon para guminhawa bukas. Endure now so tomorrow will be better, is at the heart of countless migration stories. And there is also a personal side. The independence of earning well abroad gives many Filipinos a deep sense of pride and accomplishment. They are not just surviving, they feel they are winning, proving to themselves and to others that their hard work can rewrite their life story. Ironically, while migration can create a brain drain, it can also result in brain gain. Filipinos gain international experience, advanced training, and new languages. Some eventually bring these skills home to launch businesses, teach, or lead local industries, raising standards across the board. Put all these factors together: higher salaries, full benefits, merit based hiring, underemployed at home, stronger currencies, and the drive to uplift family, and the economic case for working abroad becomes overwhelming. For many Filipinos, it's not simply a choice between staying or leaving. It feels like the only practical path to financial freedom and to fulfilling the cultural promise of providing a better life for the next generation. So, the bottom line of all of this, even if you are a college graduate, finding a well paying, stable job in the Philippines can be really hard. Overseas employment offers a way to match education with opportunity, multiple earnings, and secure a family's future. And this is why, decade after decade, economic reasons remain the single strongest driver for Filipinos deciding to just work abroad. Next is the social and quality of life reasons. Money might be the biggest driver for working abroad, but let's be honest, it's not only the reason. The day to day life back home also pushes many Filipinos to look elsewhere. Let's talk about why. Even with hard work, so many of us feel we can't really move forward if we stay. Let's start with the most frustrating part. Kahit gaano ka kasipag, ang hirap pa ring mag-ipon. Even if you put in overtime or juggle side hustles, it feels like your salary disappears the moment it arrives. Low pay versus high prices. Everyday essential rice, cooking oil, rent, school supplies keep getting more expensive, but wages, they barely move. The gap between income and cost of living just keeps growing. And the tax deductions. Your pay slip can be shocking after income tax, SSS, pag-ibig, PhilHealth, and other deductions. The amount you actually take home is way smaller than the number on your contract. And the hidden daily costs, commuting, medicines, unplanned school fees. Those little things add up until there's almost nothing left. And the result, many workers feel they are running in place. Even with two jobs, an emergency fund or retirement savings stays out of reach. Let's also talk about the stress you cannot escape. It's the traffic. Metro Manila, Cebu, Davao, wherever you go, getting to work can mean 2 to 3 hours each way. A standard 8 to 5 job easily turns into a 14-hour day once you add the commute. And it's not just an inconvenience, it steals your life. Workers get home too tired to study, exercise, or simply relax. Compare these places like Singapore or Tokyo, where trains arrive on time, and a cross city trip might be 30 to 45 minutes. The difference is night and day. And it's not just the traffic on the roads, our MRT and LRT systems bring their own daily stress. Anyone who's tried to ride during rush hour knows what I mean.
Sa Pilipinas, pag sumakay ka ng MRT, papasok ang fresh. Pero lalabas ka man dirigma.
Siksikan to the point you can barely move and ang aasim pati. The air can really smell. Lines are so long, they snake outside stations, priority lanes for seniors or pregnant women almost non existent or not enforced. Even simple tasks like tapping up to your stored value card can be painfully slow. The machines break down. Ticket counters have only one or two windows open, and passengers end up waiting forever. See? Compare that with efficient systems abroad where trains come every few minutes and contactless payment is instant. So instead of being a time saver, public transport here can feel like another exhausting obstacle, stealing more hours from work, family, and of course, the rest. And here is something every Filipino knows: natural disasters. The Philippines is hit by around 20 typhoons every year, plus earthquakes, floods, and the occasional volcanic eruptions. Homes, cars, and businesses can be damaged overnight. And what makes it worse is the work culture.
Baha ka lang, may pasok pa rin kami. Laban lang mga ka-vlog.
There's a running joke, half complaint. Mamamatay ka na lang sa bagyo, papasok ka pa rin. Even when streets are flooded and winds are dangerous, many employers are still expected to report to work. In countries like Japan or Canada, severe storms mean automatic work stoppage and clear emergency plans. Abroad, Workers often feel their safety actually comes first. And the pressure does not stop there. Mhm. Many employees say they are scared to miss work because if they don't show up, even during a flood or typhoon, their salary is automatically deducted. No exceptions. Management often tells you kung absent ka, no pay. No work, no pay. That means people risk their safety wading through flood water or commuting in dangerous winds just to avoid losing income. And getting sick can be even worse. Sick leave is limited, approvals are slow, and some companies still cut pay if you can't present medical certificates right away. So, instead of resting to recover, workers force themselves to just show up, which can make them and everyone around them sicker. Compare that with many countries where paid sick days and emergency leave are guaranteed by law. Abroad, staying home to protect your health is treated as a right and not a weakness. The fear is not exaggerated because of high poverty in many areas. Some people resort to robbery, snatching, or other crimes just to get money. You can actually see how this shapes everyday habits. Mapapansin mo a lot of Filipinos carry their backpacks in front, parang front pack, and hug them tight while walking or riding public transport. And it's not only about wearing your bag in front. You cannot just leave your things unattended in a public place and expect them to still be there. Whether it's a cafe table, a seat in a food court, or even a church pew, siguradong mawawala if you walk away for a few minutes. In many other countries, people reserve a seat with a laptop or leave stroller outside the store without worry. But in the Philippines, most of us have learned to keep everything within arm's reach at all times. That constant alertness becomes second nature, but it's also exhausting. It reminds you every day that theft is a real risk, that you can never fully relax in public. This is not just a fashion choice, it's a practical way to protect wallets, phones, and important papers. The fact that people feel they must guard their belongings like this, even in broad daylight, says a lot about how unsafe public spaces can feel. By contrast, in cities with lower crime rates like Singapore, Tokyo, or many European capitals, commuters sling their bags on their backs without a second thought. And that small everyday freedom is something many Filipinos wish they could enjoy at home. Next is the political and governance reasons. Politics and governance also drive the decision. Many Filipinos feel let down by slow, inefficient government services.
Long line up po going to Philippine Consulate. Ganun po kahaba ang pila.
Getting permits, renewing documents, or starting a business can take months, and in some cases, you hear about under the table fees just to speed things up. Take everyday government errands as an example. Offices like LTO for driver's licenses or DSWD for social services can eat up an entire day or even several days just to process just one simple document. And lines start early in the morning and still stretch outside. And here's the sad part. If you don't know anyone inside, you'll be waiting even longer. Kung wala kang kilala, maghihintay ka talaga ng matagal. Many people feel forced to look for connections or pay fixers just to get normal services done on time. Compare that to places where you can renew a license online in minutes or book an exact appointment and be out in half an hour. The contrast is frustrating and discouraging, and it's a major reason why some Filipinos say, mas maayos ang buhay sa labas because everything is efficient. Healthcare is another struggle. Government hospitals are overcrowded and underfunded. Private hospitals give faster care but can be prohibitively expensive. Families facing illness often end up in debt. There is also a broader lack of trust and stability. Suddenly, policy changes, inconsistent tax rules, and infrastructure issues. By contrast, overseas jobs offer clear contracts and reliable labor protections. Employees know when they'll be paid and what benefits to expect. And finally, many professionals simply want to work where merit is rewarded. They prefer systems that promote based on performance and not politics. So when we say the Philippines is the world's number one exporter of workers, it's not just a number. It's millions of personal stories. Each OFW is a mother, a father, son, or daughter who chose courage over comfort to build a better life. Saludo ako sa lahat ng OFWs. You are modern heroes, bagong bayani whose sacrifices go beyond sending remittances. You carry the weight of your family's dreams, children's education, a secure home, and the chance to break free from paycheck to paycheck living. Every late night video call and holiday spent apart proves how deeply you love and provide. And for those still deciding whether to leave, alam ko mahirap ang desisyon na yan. Weigh carefully. Working abroad is not just living. It is about building opportunities and resilience. Whether you eventually come home or start fresh everywhere, what matters is that you choose a path that lets you live with dignity and purpose. If this video helped you understand the real reasons why millions of Filipinos choose to work abroad, economic struggles, everyday living challenges, and political or governance issues, please give this video a like, to share it, and subscribe to Untitled. Your support helps more kababayan hear these stories and find guidance for their own. Thank you everyone for watching and reflecting with me. Ingat palagi. Until next time, see you in my next one. Bye!